You've got to take responsibility and own your mistakes. Hey everyone, it's Dr. L here with Spartan Mind, your Chief Mind Doc, and today we're going to talk about accepting responsibility. I mean, really the best way for me to say it is that you got to accept responsibility. You've got to own your own mistakes. And the reason that you have to do that is because it's going to be difficult for you to change and recognize things that might need some tweaking if you don't own responsibility, okay? So one of the things that we do actually when we don't want to own a mistake or don't want to take responsibility for something is we offload, right? So we make it somebody else's fault. So maybe it's a friend's fault or a family member's fault or something. It doesn't always have to be someone. It could be something's fault. And that sort of gets us outside of owning a mistake that we might have had or taking responsibility for a way in which we've engaged in something. So let me give you an example of this. Let's say you've just finished running a Spartan race and you failed the rope and it was rainy. So you're driving home in the car and you think to yourself, well, I failed that because it was raining. If the weather were different, then I probably wouldn't have failed. Well, maybe not. But also, maybe there was a skill or a tactic that you didn't use on the rope that could have benefited you. Or maybe it was the way that you approached the rope. Or maybe it was the way that there were obstacles before that that you could have done differently, actually, that would have set you up for greater leg strength and arm strength for the rope. But you offloaded it, right? You offloaded it to the weather, which doesn't allow you to reflect and take responsibility for actually how you engaged in that obstacle. And we do this all the time with people, right? So let's say we have a conflict with somebody or we have an altercation with someone and we offload our responsibility onto them. Well, they just don't understand how I'm feeling. Okay, well, I mean, that could be true, but also maybe you haven't been clear in how you're feeling, right? So I really want you to think about that in terms of, are there things that you need to take responsibility for? Are there mistakes that you need to own that's actually going to expand your availability to understand what might need some tweaking, what might need some changing, and what might need maybe a little bit of self-reflection so that you can actually engage and do things differently the next time. And that's how you begin to take responsibility and make changes. If you like what you hear, spread the word. Tell your friends, subscribe and review on iTunes, or comment on YouTube. Then come tell us what you think. We're on Twitter at SpartanUpPod or Instagram at SpartanUpPodcast. Are you?